Hello everyone joining us for this Culture Vultures Conversations session. And hello Florence.
Hi Bettina.
Today we said we would talk about whether it would be rude to speak a language that other people present around do not understand. And I thought a little bit how frequent it has become actually. In our globalized world, we encounter countless situations where we might join a group, they speak their language, a language that we might not speak, and they keep talking, and so we might feel excluded in a way. The question is, do other people? Is it rude? Is it not rude? So what are your experiences here?
Well, that reminds me of one conversation I had with a lady. She works in, let me say, globalized company, and the language there is English. And she is not from England, but of course they all can speak English, and she as well. And then she said, whenever they go to the lunch break, then her colleagues speak German. And she does not understand German. And then she feels excluded. And although she loves working with this team, in the moment she joins them for lunch, she has the feeling she does not belong into that team. And that brought me to the thinking, is it rude or how is it meant by the colleagues?
Do they realize that she feels a little bit, put aside, and maybe, she can't contribute, obviously, if she doesn't really speak the language?
I'm not
did
sure.
She admit it ever?
I don't know. I don't know whether they realize it. And then I thought perhaps they think during lunch, it's their private time. And whenever they're private, they can do whatever they want. And they don't need to look at the other person or take care of the other person. And as soon as they go into the office again, then they continue speaking English.
That's actually quite interesting.
Yeah.
Right? That they really make that difference so precisely. I can think of a lot of situations where I privately and professionally am subject to not speaking the language or not speaking it well enough, and just sitting there listening. I don't personally mind. So for example, with my husband's family, when they speak Portuguese, we do speak English with each other. However, of course you slip back when you're with your relatives and your wife, your brother, your uncle, you go back to your mother tongue. And I'm just sitting there listening. I do get quite a bit, but I'm certainly not fluent, and I don't understand everything. And I take it like a piece of music. All the parts that I don't understand. For me, it's like a melody, and I just go with it. Or languages I don't speak at all. When I was in China and I was in a meeting and everyone was speaking Chinese, and there was just one translator, bringing the French version or the English version, and the rest of it was just melody for me. I really can enjoy it. However, I think it's quite a personal thing. What about you? Would you feel excluded if people spoke another language? How was it in Nigeria?
Yeah, when I was a child in Nigeria, I experienced this situation that everyone speaks and I can't understand. And that's why I wanted to learn the local language in order to be able to understand what it's about. Yeah. But I was a kid. As a grown-up person, I always make sure that when I'm in a situation in which I realize that there's someone who cannot speak German, for example, or who can't understand, that of course we can speak English then, and if not, because I'm talking to someone who's not able to speak English, then I try to translate it. Yeah, perhaps I talk to the person in German and then I translate it to the other person so that the person knows first what is it about, Sure, I can lie about it. We can talk badly about the person and we lie, but that's not what we do. Yeah. So I would like the person to know what we are talking about, and I would like to make sure that the person doesn't feel excluded. Yeah. And I explain, well, Mrs. So-and-so is not able to speak English. That's why we speak German. And then I translate it. And in China, I think what I'm capable of is to feel what the people are talking about. So I don't understand it, but I can feel, is it something nice or something negative? And there was a time I went to this, well, they are not called makeup artists, but you know what I mean, where you can have your manicure and pedicure done. And the people come from Vietnam, and they spoke about all the customers in their language, and you could feel that it's nothing nice. Yeah. And I felt uncomfortable, and that's why I didn't go there anymore.
Yeah, I think there's a difference between really consciously speaking a different language so that someone else would not get it, or just slipping back into your normal day-to-day language, your mother tongue, and forgetting that someone else might not get it. I mean, in my family's Portuguese and German, Austrian, but German speaking, people would translate if they realize my husband sits there and doesn't get our German exchange. Then someone would jump in. One of my nieces, my nephew, they would translate quickly, or I translate for him. And the same, we swap back to English in his family. However,
I remember my German mom always said, when my parents were at her house and they didn't want her to understand what they were discussing, then they spoke Yoruba, so their language. And she felt really awkward.
Yeah, I can imagine. I mean, with the whole situation at that time as well. Yeah, it must have been difficult. I also believe that it's different from culture to culture. If you take collectivist cultures who are more about, you know, the common understanding, they wouldn't mind staying in their language and wouldn't pay attention so much to one individual need. In a more individualistic culture, people would not understand that everyone else keeps talking in another language because it's more about the individual, and they would want the other ones to pay attention to that, or but they would maybe make themselves heard and address it and say, come on, can we swap back to our common English or whatever is the common language. So I think
some people don't like to do that because it feels a little bit like, hey, can you please see me? And not everyone likes to, to draw the attention to their own person.
As well. I think at the end of the day, it's a very personal thing. Can it be rude? Of course it can. Does it have to be rude? Not necessarily. I think we can agree on that. And hope that we, in our world, with the people that we encounter, make an effort to support, like you do it, translating for someone when you realize that they don't understand. And I will certainly keep doing that as well in my world, in my immediate environment. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
Lots of experience again shared. Thank you for your time, and I see you next week when we talk about a different topic.
That's true, and thank you for asking.
You're very welcome. Bye, Florence.
Bye.